LTL interviews. Welcomes DK Spencer.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys what's on my wall right now. This is actually most of what I've got at the moment. So there's a VKS Green Goblin. That's the one I've actually had the longest of any of them at this point. I've built a lot of VKSs and sold them over the past few years. Beside that, and that's obviously just for fun, but besides that is a TCR, Berna TCR. That's the one I call Teacher's Pet. Beside that is a super shorty VKS that is the Silver Tongue Devil. We got a couple of HDXs there. One of those is on 88 grams. One is on 12 gram. Both, well, actually one of them I've not modified yet. So the 12 gram one is not modified yet. The HDB, then we've got a FSC carbine I've been working on. That one's not finished yet. There's a T8. There's another Berna TCR. That's the one I call Nickelodeon because it's got the thing upside down. But anyway, there's a FSC. See, it's upside down. Anyway, there's a FSC. We've got a Leshy 2 30 caliber, awesome air gun, Sidewinder, Western Sidewinder 30 cal, Western Rattler 357. That's obviously the strongest thing that I have in my quote-unquote arsenal. There's a Berna LE with a Merciless Lethal 12 gram adapter. We got a couple of HDSs. There's another VKS. See the theme here? We've got a couple more HDBs. Loving the HDBs. We got a Gen 5 Glock there. There's a patrol carbine there in the corner that I've had for a good bit that I haven't done anything with yet because I refuse to run one yellow, and I'm a Cerakoter, so hey. There's a Gavel, another Berna, PPQ. There is my original Berna, which we're going to get to that in a second. We've got a Barra 400E electric BB gun. It's full auto. This one is also a full auto BB gun, but it's CO2 powered. There is both of these two on the end here came from my boy Harry Wu, good friend of mine. That's a CO2 powered VKS, and then a Berna TCR. Obviously, I like the TCRs. There's a patrol carbine that I've actually Cerakoted black. I call that one Midnight. There is a HDR 68 with a barrel and on HPA out the back. We've got a TRP with the Home Defense 24 barrel and a TLR1 HL Merciless Lethal chamber cap. We've got a bone stock Berna LE. We've got a little mini crossbow. I've got a big crossbow too, but it's not going to be in this video. A full auto Beretta BB gun. We've got a Tip-X. There's a HDR 50. We've got a just for fun FSC. We've got a PPQ BB gun from my boy Charles at Merciless Lethal. He sent me that to play with. I've got a TCP. A couple of the two tan ones are both, well, one's BB, one's pellet. There's a HDR 50 with the long barrel. And then we've got the Beretta. Now, let's get back to the show. Alright, so here's the Berna HD that I mentioned. So this one holds a special place in my heart because this is my gateway launcher. This is the first less lethal I ever owned. It still works perfectly. I've made a lot of videos with this guy. Very, very good, reliable launcher. It's only like 10 joules, but it's got the Merciless Lethal 12 gram adapter and the comp on it and an O-light. This is what got me started. I made my first less lethal video with this. So when I very first started my YouTube channel, I was doing like high-powered lasers and lightsabers. So then I discovered less lethal. So to give you a little bit of background about myself, I am a nurse practitioner, and for people in other countries, I think most places call it a prescribing nurse. So I actually write prescriptions and stuff like a doctor. I don't have an office. I go around to different places, so I'm on the road a lot, traveling. I go to like nursing homes and assisted living, so I definitely need something, for protection with me. And then, like everybody, you need something at your house, So sometime back, I got in a little bit of legal trouble and couldn't own a gun, which really sucked because my background comes from customizing guns. I was a Cerakoter before I ever discovered less lethal. I used to make custom ARs, 300 blackouts, and a lot of my VKSs throughout the time have kind of mirrored some of the stuff that I used to do. So I actually came into this already a weapons customizer and Cerakoter before I ever, knew what less lethal was. So, and I'll get back to more of that in a minute. So I got this, and I discovered Rune Rebel. Rune is just an awesome guy. I consider him a very, very good friend. I was definitely, and still am, a Rune Rebel fanboy. So I watched his videos where he was doing a lot of testing and stuff, power tuning videos, damage testing, and I just loved what he was doing. So I started, doing the same thing. So once I kind of got my feel of this and saw that there was other stuff out there, I purchased an M17. Now, the last M17 I built just got picked up when I started trying to do the first take on this video. So I don't have it to show you in person, but I'm going to patch in a picture or something and show you just to have something to talk about. All right, so I got an M17 as my second launcher. This is a VKS, not to confuse anybody, but I got an M17 as my second launcher. I did a kind of a tribute, Joker tribute with it. Ended up selling it to my boy Donnie. That was the first less lethal launcher that I ever sold. I was making videos with it, started doing like some watermelons in slow motion, blowing up watermelons with it, and loved doing that. So that kind of really got me the bug for making the less lethal videos and, doing the testing and just cool videos in general. It was just something I really enjoyed doing. That's probably the video that really got me started as far as making me want to make more cool stuff. My favorite launcher is a Pepperball VKS. Now, for any of you guys that have never seen one of these out of the box, they look nothing like this out of the box. This one has definitely been majorly customized. The barrel's been cut off. It's got a different tank, different butt stock. Obviously, I polished stuff on this one. Different handguard, all the way around. They have big, long 15-round mags. So it's, short mag and accessorized and everything. So this is what I call a super shorty VKS. What I call a shorty, and I think I didn't coin the phrase shorty. I think I did coin the phrase super shorty, but the shorties that me and other people were making basically still had the long buttstock and everything. And then I started calling the ones that I made with the shorter tanks, the 9 or 10 CI tanks, super shorties. And so those are, this is one of my favorites. Now, I'm going to show some other pictures of some of the ones I've done in the past, because other than the Green Goblin one, I don't have any Cerakoted ones here. So I'm going to show you guys just a couple of past ones. This is one that always just kind of touched my heart. I don't know why. This is one I sold and then got the opportunity to buy it back. Well, actually what happened was I sold it, and the guy that I sold it to was selling it to somebody else. And it was, they wanted it to come through me, let me check it out, and then ship it on to him. Well, when I got it, I was like, man, I always liked this one a lot. I really wanted it. And I was like, dude, how about I build you one, however you want it, and let me keep this one. So that's what happened. So I got to get this one back. So this is, definitely one of my favorite ones I built that's not Cerakoted. And this is the one that I carry absolutely the most out of any of my longer weapons. If I'm not carrying just a pistol, this is typically what I've got, either this or a TCR, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Why do I like the VKS so much? Well, again, my background came from modifying ARs, and these are as close to an AR probably as you're going to get in the less lethal stuff. You can use a lot of the same parts, accessories, handguard without any modifications, etc. Same castle nut, it even functions kind of the same. So this is a on-off ASA, which activates and deactivates your air. On an AR, obviously it's a charging handle, but at least it's in the same place. Your safety selector's pretty much the same, a little different on the inside, but the same on the outside. You can even modify an AR safety selector to work on these, like if you want to do ambidextrous safety and stuff. So VKSs are versatile because they shoot shape projectiles. And the V in VKS means variable. So, with an Allen key right here, you can adjust the power up and down. So if you want to shoot pepper rounds, you can cut it down. If you want to be kinetic, obviously I like kinetic, you can cut it up. And again, it's set up for shape projectiles, right out of the box. And like, as far as shape projectiles go, like, this is a BK Kinetic, so they tend to fly straighter and everything than a ball. And yeah, I just like shape stuff. It's pretty neat. So you do have to set them up a little bit. You have to put a stiffer spring in the mag and a Wixon follower to really get the best reliability out of them if you're shooting shape stuff. But that's about it. It's pretty easy. So when it comes to showing like your firearm buddies, your collection, this is typically the one thing that they'll be like, oh, that is so cool. I love that. Da, da, da. A lot of the other stuff, not knocking anything else. I love all the other stuff, as you guys can see. That's the reason I wanted to show the wall before I said this part. But, a lot of the firearm guys will kind of turn their noses up and scoff at some of the stuff. They don't really realize now, power-wise, some of that, plastic stuff is actually, 2 to 3 times more powerful than this. These, you can crank them up there, but they really are more reliable at a moderate power level. And I like them for the look and the customizability and stuff. And again, I'm a customizer, so they just kind of, it kind of tripped my trigger, so to speak. No pun intended. So, let's look at another one. I kind of forgot when I said I didn't really have much Cerakoted, but the Green Goblin, I forgot about this. This one is Cerakoted, but this is a kind of a battle-worn finish. So this is like white Cerakote with black Cerakote over it, and then, scratched off to make it look like it's, well, brimstone. That's what I call it. I think it looks like ashes, so I think it looks like it's been through hell and back, so I call it brimstone. So this one is my favorite long bill that I've got, which, obviously I don't have that many right now, but this is one of my favorites. Is it my favorite long bill that I've done? It's up there. It's in the top 3. But this one is very decked out. We've got the good O-light with the pressure switch up here. We've got a good hollow sun, which is solar panels, so that you never have to worry about running out of juice when you need it. I've got UTG flip-up sights, 10-round mag. It's got a power barrel, so it's a 685 smoothbore power barrel. I did have to put a different gauge on there. I could have put a different tank. I've got a few extras, but hey, why waste a tank? So I put that one on there. So anyway, that's that. This is, as far as the long bill goes, this is, pretty decked out, and I think set up pretty well. I kind of pride myself on setting stuff up ridiculously and not just putting a bunch of accessories on in places that don't make sense. Ergonomics are important, and that's something, that I was used to in building ARs. So I like to carry that over into the less lethal stuff. Now, there we've got my favorites as far as that goes. I'm going to show you guys a couple of pictures of some other ones I've built just to show you some of the Cerakoting. So here, take a look. All right, so here is a Berna TCR. Now, I feel like I want to say this because everybody can't open up these things, and a lot of people aren't mechanically inclined. I don't think they're that hard to work on, but with a VKS, you have to take them apart and change stuff internally to make them work well. So my second favorite launcher is the Berna TCR. Now, the Berna TCR, Berna bought the rights off of Tippmann. This used to be a Tippmann TCR. And for a good while, you could still get the Tippmann parts. So when you buy one of these from Berna, they've got orange pieces all over them. The rails are orange, the buttstock's orange. So for the longest time, you could buy the black parts from Tippmann and change them out and make them look a million times better. The good thing about this, and why, even though, you know, and people will use the RIT dye and dye the orange stuff, and I guess that works pretty well. I've never personally done it. But the reason that I really, really like these, and the reason I really, really suggest these to anybody that's looking for something and they're not mechanically inclined, is because Berna don't want you to know this or don't want you to do this, but there's an Allen key down in here. You can stick an Allen key down in here and you can turn these up. And like this one hits right about 60. I think it has hit 60 in some videos. I think it hits 57 on any day and 60 on a good day. You can turn these up and get that much power out of them right out of the box. You know, especially the newer ones. I think maybe some of the older ones, they had a different bolt maybe, and they didn't quite do that much. And I have known people who have bought some that just really wouldn't get up there. But for the most part, and I've had several of these, not near as many as I have VKSs. It's kind of astonishing how many VKSs I've went through. But I've had at least, I'm going to say probably 10 or 12 of these, and I've only personally experienced one that was actually a problem. And when I say problem, I mean it wouldn't cut up to, you know, mid-50s right out of the box. It was, you know, lower powered. So anyway, these are one of the best things that you can ever get to shoot pepper ammo in. You can turn them up, use them kinetically, or cut them back. I usually cut mine back. Now, this one I use kinetically. As you can see, it's got riot balls, 9.9 gram riot balls, and that's in both mags. And this one I keep pretty much turned wide open. So the Nickelodeon one, I keep it set at about 30. I did a video with it yesterday, put a flamethrower on the bottom of it. Pretty proud of that video. But it's just a short, but still, I think people liked it. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed doing it. But that one I keep set at about 30, and it works really good, you know, with pepper ammo set at that. So they're extremely versatile because you can use them kinetically or you can use them for pepper. They've got, you know, rails all the way around them, so you can pretty easily put any kind of accessories on them you want. This one, I've got a TLR1 HL with a pressure switch. You can activate the strobe right from that. And I have a SIG Romeo 5. Now, this is an op mod, so this comes from Optics Planet, and this is like a special one. It's got a special reticle, and it's also got, it uses AAA batteries instead of the watch battery. But the standard SIG Romeo 5 is probably, in my opinion, the best optic for less lethal. They're about $130 for the regular version. The reason they're so awesome and the reason I suggest people get them is because they're motion activated. They're bulletproof. I mean, they're really tough. I've never had one break on me. And I've went through a lot of these. And I used these even before I got into less lethal. they're motion activated, so you can have your launcher sitting in your corner or whatever. It's not running the battery down. As soon as you pick it up, it cuts on. You don't have to push a button to turn anything on. So you've got it right there. As soon as you pick it up, it's ready to go. Now, another thing about these is they pierce with the trigger. So there's no twisting any CO2 or anything. So you keep your CO2 in it. Pull the trigger one time, it pierces it. Okay, sorry, I got a call and it kind of threw me off there. But so anyway, the versatility of these things, I've never had a pepper ball, even using pepper ball brand, which is the weakest shell of any of the pepper ammo that I've used. Like Dukes are pretty robust, but the pepper ball brand can, you have, like, if you're shooting them in a FSC or a TCP or even a VKS, you're potentially going to have one break, especially if you got the power up much. I've never even had one of those break in a TCR cut down to 30. They cycle them very, very well. And that's where your problem is most of the time, is actually in the cycling, the bolt hitting them and stuff and breaking them. So versatility of these is top notch. The only downside, you can't use shape projectiles in these. You can if you change out a D-block, but again, you got to open it to do that. But just out of the box, if you don't want to open the thing up, you can get really, really good power out of them. You can shoot pepper, you can shoot kinetics. It's plenty enough power for kinetics to be effective. Obviously, you don't need much power for chemical rounds to work well. I've actually run off a bear. I've got a couple of videos on my YouTube channel where I actually shot a bear with this one. Very effective with the pepper rounds. You would not want to use kinetics. One of the things John asked me was if I liked, kinetics or pepper better. Well, the tag on one of my vehicles is kinetic, and you can see kinetic, and our ammo or BK kinetics. So I'm going to say, all in all, I like kinetics better. I've always been into kinetics. But that being said, and especially after I discovered the Dukes that, are, again, more robust as far as not breaking in a launcher, I have been using chemicals more lately. I do like chemicals. I do wonder, I really want to do some testing and see how well they're going to bust on a person like that's wearing softer clothing and stuff. That would be my biggest concern. Would be the effectiveness of them as far as that goes. But now, if you have chemical rounds for, I know a lot of people will carry this stuff because of dogs and stuff. You can't beat chemicals for dogs. I would, if you're worried about bears, dogs, stuff like that, absolutely chemicals. They're very effective. I would suggest probably shooting at the ground in front of them, so that it'll bust. I know a couple of the rounds I shot the bear with did not bust on the bear. The ones that hit the ground did, obviously. And I think those are the ones that were effective. That bear has never come back. He's been all around the area, but has never come back here after getting some pepper rounds in his nose. So that's something to think about. Like your HDBs and stuff like that, they work really well with chemical rounds as well. So in the right launcher, chemicals are great, provided that they bust when they hit the person. You hit somebody in the head with the chemical, which ideally, hey, but you hit somebody in the head with one, they're going to bust. And that's going to put the powder right where it needs to be anyway. I'm a big advocate of, before you spend all your money, modify or, customizing and putting, 6 lights and 10 lasers and all that stuff, is that you actually get out and shoot this stuff and get good with it. Because, being able to hit your mark is extremely important. So that is one of my kind of pet peeves with people, is I'll see stuff set up in a way that I know is not really going to work. And if they actually shouldered the rifle and tried to use it, they would realize that. Optics and just weird places and stuff. And ergonomics are very important. and having everything, especially like a magnified optic. I've done videos showing how to set up magnified optics to where your eye relief, the distance from your eye is correct, so that when you pull it up to your shoulder, you're going to be in view and not having to move your head back and forth to try to get your picture right. That kind of stuff is really important. A product I wish existed. Now, that's a really easy one. Very simply, I want this size launcher. This is a Berna SD. I want this size launcher that uses magazines, pierces with the trigger just like these do, but is 40 joules. That's all I ask for, and that would be perfect. 5 shots would be fine. 6, you can put 6 in these. That's plenty good. The only thing that really needs to be changed is if you could get 40 joules out of this. 10 for pepper rounds, 10's probably enough. Less chance of it busting. I don't worry as much about a 30 joule TCR busting on the person with chemical rounds as I do a 10 joule Berna SD. But 40's enough kinetically. 30's enough kinetically if you're a good shot and you have, multiple rounds. 40 is a sweet spot. I really feel 40 is all it needs to be. So that would be, very simply, that would be the perfect launcher, really. So what do I like the most about Less Lethal? Well, it's a really cool hobby because there's a lot of different stuff, and I like tinkering with stuff. I like making stuff more customized and more modified, and there's a lot of stuff out there to play with. So that part I really like. What do I like about Less Lethal as far as if I didn't do all that? Well, I like the fact that it's not a firearm. It's not regulated by the government, at least not yet. No FFL required. Doesn't matter if you're a felon. Most of the places you can't carry a gun, you can still carry this stuff. And the fact of you can stop somebody with this without, don't get me wrong. This is less lethal, not non-lethal. I don't like when people call it non-lethal, and I don't like even the TRP coming with a sticker or a Velcro patch that says non-lethal. Because if you hit somebody in the head in the right place with something that's just 20, even 10, and on a bad day, you could kill somebody. It is possible. So this stuff is not non-lethal. It's just less lethal. But for all intents and purposes, when it comes down to it, you can stop somebody without killing them with this. You can deter them anyway without killing them. And this day and time, the way the laws are, there are a lot of good law-abiding citizens because everybody's out to make guns illegal. And if they can't make guns illegal, they want to make it to where every single person isn't allowed to own a gun. So law-abiding citizens who defend themselves are getting put on trial every single day. So that is something that I really like about this stuff. I don't want to defend my family and then get taken away from my family because I did that. And that is something good about this stuff. So FSC, Berna LE, Gen 3 Glock 43 cal, and a Grimberg gavel. Okay, and this is Midnight. It's a patrol carbine. I've also got a holosun on it and a nice Olight. I've got this one set up pretty nice. This has diamond head sights, which are one of my favorite polymer sights. I really like this setup. These are good. These don't do shape projectiles very well. They technically can, but they don't. And I've actually had some pepper rounds bust in these as well. So I pretty much relegate these to just a kinetic launcher and turn these up. This one, I've got it down to like 55 or so right now, or 65 one. This one's hit up in the 70s, I believe. But how much power do you need? I think 50 is a good sweet spot. Again, you don't want to take something that's less lethal and make it lethal, because then you can, run into legal aspects. And you've always got the ability to place your shots in different places. If somebody's wearing, a parka or something, and you shoot them with a 10 joule something and it doesn't phase them, then you may think about, actually going for a headshot if it's going to save your life. If you've got something that's, 50, 60, it's not going to much matter if they're wearing something pretty thick. 50 is a good number. And it also depends on how many shots you have. Like I said before, 30 is effective if you've got enough shots and a good enough shot and all that. And I just want to go back and say one thing about the pepper rounds, the pepper ammo. I had a TAC SF, which is the high capacity, it uses a hopper and shoots pepper ammo exceptionally well. When you got something like that with that many shots of pepper, you can do crowd control with that. You can absolutely move an entire crowd of people where you want them to go with that. And there's videos showing that on YouTube and stuff. So pepper rounds, again, to each their own, and there's a place and time for everything. If I was doing crowd control, I would want pepper ammo, but I would also want a lot of pepper ammo. So something like that would be very good for that. Most of us are not worried about crowd control. We're worried about, home defense and stuff. So, 50, 60 in a long something, 30, 40 in a pistol. This Salt Supply S2, which is, I've got one. I just realized that's something I haven't shown. Why didn't I show that? Well, because I carry this one quite a bit, and I had it in a pack in my vehicle. So here you go. This is beside a Byrna LE 12 gram Merciless Lethal adapter and a comp. This is one that my wife made. And I am happily married with one daughter, and and I'm married to BK, the chick that makes the cool ammo. So anyway, this is the Salt Supply. If I didn't say that already, hopefully I'm not repeating myself. I've got taken so many calls and messages during the middle of trying to film this. I've kind of forgot what I've said and what I haven't. So anyway, Salt Supply S2, little bigger, but these are like 20 joules. So is that enough? Yeah, it really is, because the Byrna SD and HD are only 10, so you're getting twice the power out of these. Granted, they are bigger than an HD or an SD. Here, let's look at it beside a SD. There we go. So anyway, if you're a good shot and you place your shots correctly and stuff, and somebody's not, wearing like bubble wrap or something, or huge parka and like 16 layers of clothes, like I say, you have the option of changing where you put the shot. 20, this can be very effective. I have this currently filled with Duke pepper rounds, and I think filled with Duke pepper rounds, it's probably pretty doggone effective. And then 20 is enough power to kind of not guarantee, but to at least give you a really, really, really good percentage of success as far as busting on the person where you want it to. So, so like these. I like these a lot. They've got this thing, you just smack and it pierces it. They hold 5 rounds in the mags. So you can actually put 6 in them. You can do a +1. So very good, very good. I like them. I still would rather have this, the way this works with the trigger piercing and everything, just at, 40. I would take it at 30, but, that would be, 40 would be ideal and absolutely perfect. All right, so what are my plans for the future? I've been saying this for a while, but I'm really working toward quitting selling stuff. It's just, I just don't have the time for it. My daughter has just turned 3, and I want to spend time with my family. I've got a good career, and I really don't need to do this to make money. So I end up having more fun when I'm not trying to sell stuff. I really want to concentrate on making videos, and just, demonstrating stuff, power testing, damage testing, that kind of stuff, the fun stuff. I think that is a lot more fun than when you're having to deal with people buying and selling stuff. Not that it's not been a good run. I have enjoyed it for the most part, but it's extremely time consuming for what you get out of it. And it's just, to me, it's just not worth it. And I want to, and hopefully I'm working very quickly toward that right now. Getting out of the the retail and stuff, and just concentrating on the channel and making fun stuff for you guys to watch. So again, check out my channel, DK Spencer, and I appreciate you guys listening. All right, bye.